Thank you so much for being with us today. I love the short film. It gets to you, yeah, in so many ways.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, life is hard, you know.
Yeah. I think that's definitely something we wanted to get across. Yeah.
So, Michael, can you tell us a little bit how did you end up doing films?
I think just through really loving them as a teenager, and I think finding a lot of peace from watching them, and kind of escaping a little bit by watching them. Um, and then through school, I think basically I had a teacher at school that really sort of believed in me, and kind of saw that I was quite talented at it, which is not something I'd really had much before. I don't think I excelled very well at any other subjects, and then I started doing a bit of filmmaking, and it was like I found that I was really interested, and I really put a lot of effort into it, and so I kind of just followed from there, really.
Yeah.
Experimenting, making little things with friends and stuff. Yeah.
They say do what you love, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
So,
definitely carried that on. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because you need to find what interests you in order to be there, to learn. And
Yeah.
sometimes when you are young, it's not so
Yeah.
easy to fit in like the little box they force
Yeah.
us to.
Definitely. I feel lucky that I found that. Because not everyone finds that thing that they really love. Or finds that it's sustainable to keep doing the thing they love.
Yeah.
So I feel very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it easy for you guys to study filmmaking and things related where you
In
live?
the UK.
Yeah, in the UK, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think, well, again, for certain groups of people, it's more tricky. I think there's a lot of financial
Yeah.
hardship in the UK, and I think sometimes a subject like filmmaking is probably going to be one of the first ones that gets left behind or cut. When you're thinking about what is most essential for your survival, I guess you got to sometimes. I think maybe filmmaking and art and stuff can sometimes be seen as a privilege, which is a shame. I think it should be something that anyone can reach out for.
Yeah. Because you have some public funds, I mean, from the
Yeah,
government,
not
yeah, but not so
not
many.
so much. Yeah, so the walk that I directed, the film that I directed, was funded through government funding.
Okay.
But yeah, there's not a lot of that for filmmakers. It's quite rare that you manage to find funding like that. I know a lot of people that try and get funding through private investors and people that might have a bit of money that are interested. But yeah, for the most part, it's you have to sort of apply through different schemes and stuff. Yeah, but
Okay.
it's quite rare.
Okay, okay. Because the walk, the short film that we are talking today about, you need to present like a project to get the funding, and then you just go on with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the BFI, the British Film Institute, who funded it, they, I guess, are looking for stories that say something about modern British culture.
Okay.
I guess sometimes that's what they're looking for, or they're looking for like very unique visions in terms of the films that people are making. So they're looking for something a little different, a perspective that's unique, or a story about a group of people that maybe you wouldn't normally see.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so yeah, which is
maybe
what we presented with.
minorities, yeah,
Yeah,
something that's out of the
yeah,
ordinary, I guess. So
yeah.
how did you come up with the idea for the walk?
So me and the writer Sophie,
Mm-hmm.
we saw an article in the Guardian newspaper,
Mm-hmm.
which was talking about pretty much what the film's about, where this village in the countryside, their bus route got cut, and then the article is about people finding out that they now have to walk 24 miles
Wow.
to the nearest town, you know. And so it was just, and that's happening all over the UK all the time. People are finding themselves completely deserted and marooned in their tiny villages, and if they can't afford a taxi, or if they don't have a car or know anyone with a car, they are like, well, what am I going to do? So we decided to make the film kind of, we thought it'd be interesting to sort of follow one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
But then it kind of evolved into the idea that, well, you know, these people will probably have pre-existing problems,
Yeah.
you know, and in the sort of the case of our character, we felt that, yeah, maybe he's already dealing with, you know, big feelings of grief, and loss, and then something like this gets like put on top of him as well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys present a man that is few seconds from exploding. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just on the edge of it.
Yeah.
And you get to see that when you lay your eyes, and then you can see that he's about to yell, to do whatever, you know, because he's
Yeah. Yeah.
like that. And it's really relatable because we all are so stressed and on the edge all the time that everything just seems like everything happens to me. Why me again? I don't get it. And you can see that in the character.
Yeah.
And then you guys put him in the middle of the road, just walking in solitude. And what I wanted to ask was about the phone, the mobile phone, you know, because it's like always the sound of it is like really stressful. Did you guys have that in mind all the time? Like, we are always connected. We don't get to rest. Never. So, what were you guys thinking?
I think we talked a lot about how he probably has a big sense of duty to his family. He feels that he needs to be there, and they expect him to be there. But sometimes it's just too difficult to talk to people, especially when you've got so much weighing you down. You know, I mean, like, so he's been sort of separated from the world through the bus route cut, but there's also an element of him separating himself as well, because he just finds it too difficult.
Yeah.
So the phone is kind of represents the outside world trying to reach him, even though in his maybe sort of more depressed mindset, he thinks that it's, you know, the world like bothering him or trying to sort of disturb him, sort of thing, when he feel that he needs to just sort of curl up in a ball. So yeah, I think it sort of represents, it's, you know, it's all about his perception as well, you know, because there is a lot of beauty that he fails to see for a lot of the film, but and he sort of makes it feel more stressful and more oppressive. So I think, yeah, we talked a lot about his perception of the world around him.
You have only his point of view, really, because we only get to see him. It's right. You can hear on the phone someone when he gets at some point to the job facility, he talks, but there is no connection with other humans. You know, you just got him, and I loved the cast. The casting is fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
You know?
Yeah.
I could watch Adeel Akhtar in Ali and Eva, and I really loved that movie. And when I saw him here, I was, oh my god, he's here. Okay, so let's see. Because he's fantastic, and you need a strong actor to make this type of film.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think he's one of the best British actors of this generation. I think he's really incredible. And he's so versatile. But yeah, we know that we knew that we needed someone that could communicate without speaking,
Yeah.
you know. And I think we kind of wanted it to feel almost like it was like almost like a dialogue scene between him and the nature around him,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I think but that's a big thing to ask
Yeah.
an actor to do. So there was an element of us. It was a bit of a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
We were kind of betting on it a little bit, but I think the way we sort of got around that was through him just giving him the patience and space to talk about what he needed to talk about to help him understand, which worked out really well. We didn't even, you know, there's a lot of things we didn't even necessarily talk about the film itself a lot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was just about feeling comfortable, I think, and just getting to know each other, that I think enabled us to sort of have that partnership, I think.
Yeah.
And not just between me and Adeel, between Adeel and the whole team, the whole crew, so that he could feel comfortable enough to express deep,
Yeah.
deep
Because
pain, you know.
you are exposing yourself. It's only you and the camera and a difficult script because of all the feelings that are like getting together at the same time. And you need to be on the move as well because he's walking and everything is changing, but his mindset is always the same. So you need to be really focused, I guess, to put that into the acting. So I really loved the way. So you've been really lucky. Yeah. How did you manage? Really?
What, to get him on board?
Yeah.
What was it? I think Sophie, the writer, had met him by complete coincidence.
Okay.
And he wanted to work with her, and then our producer Anna wanted to work with Sophie, and then also wanted to work with Adeel. So it was just very lucky.
So thank you, Sophie.
Say again.
So thank you, Sophie, for
exactly.
for this. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, so by chance, I love that because perfect things goes like that. So, what has been the most difficult part of filming?
The most difficult part of filming. There's a few things. I think it was very hot. It was the hottest day of the year on the first day that we were filming. It was like 36 degrees.
Oh.
Yeah.
For you it's a lot. Here not
yeah,
so.
it was for us it's a lot. Yeah. We're not used to it. Yeah. In Spain maybe it's different, but for us we're like melting.
Imagine.
So that was fine, but then shooting on film, I think was an interesting part of it because I had never done that before, and I think it forced me to change my working style a bit because I edit my films as well. I tend to like to get quite a lot of footage because I know I like to sort of jump back and forth in the edit sort of thing and be quite experimental with it. But when you're shooting on film, you have to be a lot more precise with what you want, which is good. It's really good. I prefer it as a way of working now. I think it was a good lesson, but I think knowing that you've only got one or two takes on something and rehearsing things through was a great thing to do, and it created a lot more focus from the crew and the cast as well. I think everyone, when action was called, everyone was very engaged.
So you need to plan in advance a lot and say this here, this goes here, we're going to film that, and then the other. Because I guess that's easier for outsiders to think of the movie is like that, but as you say, you work with pieces and you can put together the film later, because you do that in your line of work. So it's kind of shocking for people outside to get to know how you guys work, you know, because
exactly, yeah, for sure. Because it's like if we're shooting on digital, you can just shoot as much as you want.
Okay.
You know, and kind of hope for the best and sort of figure out, it'll probably work out. Whereas with that way of working, you've got to be very, very precise. Yeah.
Okay. So that's why sometimes you get to say, I'm not sure this goes here, or I'm not sure why this goes here, because you cut a lot. Okay. And you.
Yes.
Okay. So it's been a new experience then. And I guess short films allow you to learn in the learning process. Do you think short films are going to be like nowadays important in the future? Because there is tons of short films out there, and I guess in the few years back you couldn't see so many, but nowadays it's like it's going.
Yeah, I often get confused as to why we don't see more of them. Why the general public don't see more of them, you know. Because sometimes it feels like only sort of like proper film fans or filmmakers really watch them. I think there's a big market for them, especially in this day and age where people want something a bit quicker. You know, and not people don't want to necessarily have to engage in like a really long feature film all the time. I think it's a perfect format for this day and age when everyone's kind of moving more quickly. I think it should be, but I don't think it's really been figured out, the format for it, like, you know, like where people go for it.
Yeah. How to sell it? Are you going to the movies for just a solo film, or maybe a few of them, 3?
Yeah.
And then
I personally, I think that there should be short films going on before films at cinemas, you know. I think that's a perfect opportunity.
It used to be that way. I mean, 100 years ago, no? But it used to be that way. That you didn't have the ads, those boring ads, and you had like a short film to get in the mood for the movie, and it was lovely. To have
yeah. Or even afterwards, you know, you can stick around afterwards if you want to, like after the credits, and watch another short film. I don't know. I think, and even like DVDs are not really a thing anymore, but or they're on the decline. But like, I don't know why more short films weren't put on DVD extras and stuff like that. You know, I always found that really odd.
There are some platforms, at least here in Spain, that go for short films, and we get a lot. The catalog is huge. Yeah. But as you say, you are not used to it, and the public.
I think it's the wider public, because we've got like websites that a lot of people go to, but it's not. It feels like you have to be sort of really into film to like really go searching for it. I don't know. I find it strange.
Yeah.
I hope it increases, because it's great, because you get some really incredible experimental work.
And that's the word, experimental, because some short films are crazy, you know. Yeah. Did I just see this? Like, what? And it's fantastic, because there is tons of imagination out there, and people really trying to call, to knock on the door, and being able to work a little bit more on a feature film maybe, and you have ideas, you have a script, or you love photography, you can just experiment in this type of field. So have you ever thought of this movie being feature film?
We have.
Okay, so
I think we don't know what it would be. I think there's a lot of opportunity. I think there's a lot in the film that had to be cut. And I think we know the character quite well at this point, and I think, you know, you always have to cut things down to, like, you know, because of budget and time. But there was a lot that was written in earlier drafts that would be really interesting to explore in a bit more detail for me personally. And I think Adeel feels the same. And to be honest, it was only until the film screened at the London Film Festival, and I started getting, compliments and people coming up to me and saying that they enjoyed it and stuff, that I started being able to imagine a feature film version. Yeah, I think before anyone had seen it, I didn't know. I didn't have those ideas for a longer version of it. I wanted to know that it worked first.
Yeah, but you have a strong character, and you have some society problems surrounding it, and it would be interesting, I guess, for local people to watch it. But I guess that I'm an outsider, so I'm watching it here in Spain, but I can relate a lot.
Sure.
You are in the UK, here we are in Spain. It's the same. It is
right.
the same. It's
really?
Those problems we have. For instance, I live in a rural area, and we have one train that goes by, and it's like, come on, 21st century, please come here. Yeah, we don't have buses here. You walk around the city. It's a small city, but you walk around, and if you live in a rural area, it's difficult. So sometimes people, life gets to you. Life is hard, as I was telling you at the beginning. Yeah. So I get a lot of people will see the movie and will say, "What? That's me," or "I've been there. I feel anxious, depressed. It's lonely." It's all those things together, and then you have grief in the middle of it, and it's why me, no?
Why me?
Why me?
Yeah.
Good Lord, So I think
I'm glad to hear that, because it was something that we thought about was whether more international audiences would understand it. I think.
I think
that's great.
I think it's global, really.
Yeah,
because we are human. He's human, so it's difficult for everybody.
Well, thank you for that.
So I guess maybe we can get to see that feature film here.
Hopefully, I hope so.
I really hope so. So, are you working on something else?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment, can you tell us a little bit, maybe?
I mean, I've got a short film that I've been developing with. I got accepted onto a program put on by the British Film Institute for a different project, which was to develop a script, another short film, and that was about it's kind of about alcoholism in your early 20s, basically, and kind of realizing that you might have a problem and what that looks like for you, and kind of doubting your future and stuff like that. So that's something that I want to work on next. But I've always got a lot of ideas for short films and TV series and feature films, but maybe they're just not fully formed yet to talk about them. But I think what I intend to do is another few more short films, and then start putting together a feature film. That's the aim.
Okay. So I hope we can watch the short films and also the feature film in the future.
Cool. Absolutely.
Really...
I'll send them directly to you.
Please, do that, because I would love to talk again and see how things progress. And I really hope you are lucky and you can do it with a big budget.
Yeah, me too.
So, so fingers crossed. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.